So this stream is the most recent one that I had written down here on in the supporters chat. Don't know if I should get rid of these menus out here. I don't think I need this one or this one. Actually, I don't think I need this one either. Just minimize them all. So in this stream, I am in a car with somebody. I don't know who it is. And I don't know how to draw cars, so I'm just gonna do this. And hope it works. So there's somebody driving. It's somebody I know, I'm pretty sure. Or rather, in the dream, it's somebody I know. No, it's not a bird. What the fuck? How is that a bird? Why are you making fun of me? So we're like driving through kind of like a highway, I guess. And it looks more like a shoe than a bird. So we're driving down this way. And I think it's like, I think I mentioned in the message that it's super early in the morning. Before sunrise, I think. And then at some point we do eventually get to sunrise. And let me read what it says here. Okay, so yeah, based off what I wrote there, I think we're either on a bridge or nearby a bridge. It could have been like a highway or I'm not sure what it's called, like by the river. So here's the river. And then here's the road by the edge of the I guess just the edge of land. And then inside there's actual city and buildings and stuff. I'm not sure if this has its own name. This sort of location. So at some point there we're like at the edge here. And I think there's a bridge above us. But the driver has to leave. So here's like the bridge. And we are below the bridge in an area that's kind of like a dock, I guess. Maybe there might be like nearby there might be ports for boats and stuffs. I don't really recall too much. This stream was quite a while ago. Back in May 28th is when I posted this. But anyway, it's me in the car, and I think I drive for a little bit, and it's sort of still in this area beneath the bridge by the edge of the a road by the edge of the by the river. And then at some point I get out. I don't recall if it's like a game, like a driving game or something, or like a like an open world, maybe like GTA kind of thingy. So at this point it's just me over here. I'm the one driving. Get rid of this guy. And then there's like some buildings over here, but they're not like full buildings and stuff. They're like, I guess they're more like shacks I think I recall either the tops of it or the sides looking like sheet metal, maybe. So it's not particularly a particularly well built area. But there's like a pathway down this way, or the left. I guess it's more angular. And then this loops around this way. Kinda like this. So I'm over here. I step out of the car. And I go this way. And I think I recall there being 2 peoples. Let me refer back to the thingy I wrote. I think the first one is like an old lady, if I recall. Yes, there's like over here on the left side. There's like an old lady. And she has like a store over here of some kind. I'm assuming it's like a fish market or something, since we're close to the river on this side. So I walk past her, and then there's a lady who is a younger lady, and she's like cleaning up. She's got a broom. What the heck? Okay, I think the younger lady who's sweeping, she's like behind me. And she's like sweeping up wherever I just walked for some reason. So in this case, I like duck into a building over here and then let her keep moving. So she keeps sweeping all of this and then she moves over this way. And then later on, I continue to follow. And go after her, and I think it like kind of resets for some reason. Which is why I think it's sort of like a game where like I reload back at a checkpoint or something. So then we do that a couple other times. And then in one instance, I keep going ahead before the lady starts, before I let the lady go through. And then in this instance, there are 2 dudes over here. Ah, look! What the heck? This kid doesn't even know how to draw. Yeah, so in this case where I went through first, for some reason I ended up having a bag of money on me. Looks more like a potion, a vial of a potion or something. But I had a bag of monies with me. I guess it just like somehow appeared in my hands. So as I walked down this way, these dudes I think the road also kept going. The pathway here between the shed-like houses keep going this way. And these guys approach me as if the money is theirs. Kind of like if they're expecting somebody to bring them money and I just happen to be that person. But I'm completely unaware that that's what's going on. And so one guy starts trying to take the bag from me. And he's like confused as to why I'm not giving it to him. Why I'm just handing it over to him. Yeah, so apparently I didn't let go of the bag, and then this guy pulled out a gun, and the second dude pulled out a knife. At this point, I'm already got the shit end of the stick. This guy's got a knife. He's got a little baby sword. Yeah, so I think we start fighting. Oh, hang on. I pulled out my knife too, according to the story. So I also pull out my baby sword. We're gonna have a good old-fashioned duel over here. Yeah, so with... I think the dude with the gun doesn't actually shoot me or try to hit me with the butt of the gun. Because I end up on the ground. Oh, hey Max, when did you get in here? I'm just telling dreams that I had right now. So I am fighting with this dude. Or I think what happened is actually that I am on the ground. Like this. And then this dude with the knife is trying to stab me. But he keeps missing ever so slightly. But then at some point I managed to get away. I don't recall if I have the bag of money with me still once I get away, but I think I do. And for some reason, stupidly in the dream, I run into the building where I guess they live or where they conduct their illegal business. And then I close the door behind me and they are trying to break in. At this point, I'm like trapped in here. And in this situation, once I'm in the building, I'm trying to force a reset again by killing myself somehow. But I think I don't have my knife anymore, so I can't stab myself. And I think I have a taser. So I'm trying to find like a body of water or like a puddle or something so that I can electrify myself. So I can force another checkpoint from prior. But it's not working. Because there's like no way for me to kill myself, I guess. And then eventually these guys break in. And before they do anything, I think, that's when I wake up and I'm like... I'm sweaty as fuck and my heart's beating. And I think I was about to die or be tortured in my dream. And so... I luckily managed to wake up from the dream before that happened. And I guess I'm lucky that I didn't get to experience any dream torture. Nurkland Sigmature. He is not very mature. What the heck are you talking about? He's not mature at all. But yeah, that's the stream. I think this is the most recent dream I've had where I've died. And I think it's also one of the only dreams where I've been close to getting tortured or anything. But that one spooked me, for sure. Okay, the other dream that I had written down here is... It's me being in a school bus. So this dream is kind of like if we were in high school, I think. And we're on a school bus. I probably drew this way too big, but whatever. No! Oh hey Meow Meow, when did you get in here? Okay, so in this stream we're like in high school, I think. I'm at high school age, at my high school self. And we're on a school bus. I know simp. Yes you are, you're totally simp. Everybody can see that you're simp. Everybody's calling you a simp even if they don't know you. Literally facts. Um, I am on like the third row, I think. What the heck? Selected somewhere else. I'm on the third row of seats. What the heck? It's broken. Yeah, I'm either like at the second or third row of seats. So I'm like over here somewhere. Over here. Sophie, that's me. And I remember there being another car over this way. So we are approaching an intersection over here. The bus driver, I guess, is approaching an intersection. Over here. And then one dude over here on the right side. He's trying to turn over this way into this direction. But I think he ends up coming toward us, and he ever so narrowly misses us. I never simp. I'm allowed to shitpost and flirt at transsexual simultaneously. Oh, okay. Major copium. Major. Everybody type copium. At Kirk. Copium. Simp, huh? Yeah, that's Kirk. Literally the biggest simp who ever lived. So this driver, he barely misses us. And I think we just like completely forget about him afterward. And then what happens from that point that's spooky is that the bus driver starts driving like a fucking asshole. And I think I'm the only body in the bus that notices that he's driving erratically. Because he starts hitting parked cars as well as other cars that are driving. But in the dream, nobody seems to be reacting to that. So like that's super weird. And this goes on for quite a while. Until eventually, the police are called and they're like following the bus driver as he's going, oh shit, no! As he's going all crazy on the road. And then we end up at a very narrow residential street. There's just parked cars on the sides. And it's a one-way at this case. This is a one-way. And it's only small enough for one vehicle at a time here. I think I remember there being like a bodega here at the corner. There's still like parked cars on the sides here. So there's a bunch of police behind us as well at this point. Grab some police colors here. They got their sirens on and everything. Yeah, so they chase us for quite a while, but they stay behind us. And in my mind, I'm wondering why the police aren't getting in front to like block the bus from continuing to drive. But at this point, there's like either a stoplight or there's traffic up ahead. And then the bus driver ends up having to crash into these vehicles at the front. And I think some of the cars end up basically at the bodega as they crash and stuff. And so at this point, the bus is basically stopped because of the chaos here. So they kind of stopped here at the intersection. So the bus is stopped here at the intersection, and then the police has come up, and they have their guns drawn, their gruns drawn. I think there's also like, I'm assuming like SWAT or something, because some of them have rifles. I'm not sure what percentage of normal patrolmen have rifles on them in their vehicles. So the polices are here. Where the heck? And most of them have their pistols out, I think. But there are a couple with rifles. And they are approaching the front of the bus. I don't know if that's a very good rifle that I drew there. And then the bus driver... oh, no, before they open the door, there's like, there's a girl at the front, as well as a teacher, who go up to check on the bus driver to see if he's okay. This is way too small. Way too small of a drawing here. It's the bus driver, and then the teacher and the other girl walk up to see if he's okay. But I'm over here in the third row, right side, yelling at them to stay back, to let the police deal with it. This is a real life story? No, this is a dream. Thankfully. You'll see why at the end. Why I'm thankful that it's a dream. So they walk up to see if he's okay, but I'm telling them to stand back, to let the police deal with it. Laser has wisdoms to share. Yeah, I think he does. I'm not sure if he can share it properly though while he's drunk. He might be confusing his words and his wisdoms up. And I think the police are outside, but they can't open the door. And because the bus driver notices that I'm telling the other two people to back away, to let the police deal with it, he looks back at me. Like we meet eyes, his eye and my eyes. I don't know why he drew his eyes so fucked up. And then he sees me, and I see him. And then he pulls out a gun. And he shoots at me, like a couple of shots. I think maybe 2 or 3 shots. I don't recall. Okay, what I wrote here is, the bus driver got up, turned around, and saw me. Then he took out a pistol and fired maybe 2 rounds at me. I felt it hit my neck, and that it was hard to breathe, so I wrapped my hands up against my gunshot wound to keep it from bleeding out or running out of oxygen. I didn't think anybody else realized what happened yet, or saw my blood on the window, and I couldn't talk. So I turned my neck and let some blood out onto the seat behind me to alert people that I was shot. Because it's pretty typical that people don't pay attention to stuff. So, yeah, I think in the dream, nobody reacted to either the gunshots or to any possible blood I may have shot out while being hit by his bullets. And so eventually, because of that gunshot, the police are getting onto the bus to apprehend the bus driver. They got their guns drawn and stuff on him. And then they do eventually end up arresting him, I think. But I can't see any of that because I am leaning back on the seat with my hands at my neck so that I don't bleed out and I don't run out of oxygen. Will this dream give us what? Give us nightmares. It might give you nightmares if you are susceptible to other people's spooky dreams. So I'm over here on the bus, bleeding out. And I let some blood spray to the back, like on the windows, so that hopefully the people behind me realize that I'm shot. I hope to try to get like on the window, get the blood on the window, or get the blood on them. And while all of that is happening with the police and stuff, I'm laying here trying to not die. And I remember thinking and wondering that if I die, would the police records or the news articles or news reports about this event, would they use my dead name or my new legal name? And I don't know why the heck I thought that while I was on the verge of dying and bleeding out in my dream, but I did. And then, basically, like last time, I also woke up from this, breathing and afraid and sweating. And I was super spooked, super sad face and sweaty face. Like this, basically. And yeah, this is another dream where I basically died. I haven't had a dream where I died in quite a while. About 2 months now or so. So yeah, this is me dying on the school bus stream. I think I can go back to the stream now. So this stream, I think, for Meow Meow, this stream is one of the ones where it's sort of recurring. Kind of. The locations are always different. And I think what's thematically the same is the situation that I'm either trying to chase something away or capture something in the dream. So in this stream, there's a hallway up here. And oh wait, hold on. I don't think it starts in the hallway. Or at least not this hallway. It starts in a different hallway. Going perpendicular here. Just draw a kitty real quick. It's a little kitty. I guess I'm also a kitty, kind of, if you think about it. Okay, so this stream is the first stream where I've had this situation occur, where there is show us your dick or pussy, clit, Nazi cinema. What the heck? Are all of those things supposed to be the same? Dick, pussy, clit, Nazi cinema? Do that one. Nazi cinema. Okay, let me post Nazi cinema real quick. Anyway. So I noticed that there is a spooky kitty in the house. And he's like a black kitty. And his hair's like all spiky. For some reason, he seems more like an animated or drawn kitty as opposed to an actual kitty. For some reason, the picture of like that one meme of the spooked kitty comes to mind. Let me see if I can find it. It's kind of like this kitty here. I definitely recall the eyes being glowing unnaturally. Take a shot for every kitty. You're drunk and you're still gonna drink more? So it's basically a black cat like this, but I think it was bigger, like an adult-sized cat. I think the eyes were also glowing white or something. It could have been red too. Eyes red. Yep, yeah, basically the Kuromi emote. I think that the cat didn't react to me or the other cats. And in the in the dream I have both IRL kitties, RB and Chief. So I think Chief is afraid of the spooky kitty. But I think RB is fine. In the dream, obviously.
RB is always spooked of everything. Your dream is inaccurate. Your dream
maybe, yeah. So Chief he sees the other cat, but then he like runs away. And Arby is like, I think I'm no, hold on. I'm carrying Arby in my hands. That's what I'm doing. Now I remember. I'm carrying him in my hands and I'm like heading closer toward the spooky ghost kitty. And every time that I get close, Arby hisses at the cat. I forget if... I think something weird happens in the dream where where I can't see the cat, the spooky one, under certain situations. It might be if I'm too far, I don't see it. But if I have Arby in my hands and he can like guide me toward where he is, which is kind of like pretty cool if it were like a gameplay element in something. So we walk to this landing over here at the stairs, and Arby hisses at the spooky ghost cat, demon cat. So he gets spooked, and then he runs downstairs. And then I keep carrying Arby, and we go follow him. And we see him again here at the foot of the stairs. Arby hisses at the spooky kitty, and he runs away again into like the living room on the first floor. And basically rinse and repeat for a little couple bits here in the living room. And then at this hallway here below the stairs. And then of course I keep following him. And then the spooky kitty runs down a hallway over here. And I think at that point he disappears because Arby stops being all angry and spooked and he stops hissing. But he does go chase in the direction of the kitty. And the reason that I think the evil kitty has disappeared is because Arby would be too spooked to walk up to the kitty by himself. He would like keep his distance. But in this situation, he's like walking around as if there is no danger anymore. And during this situation in real life, it kind of feels as if I'm having sleep paralysis again, where I can't move, and I'm having trouble breathing. And this is the first time I had this dream. Arby sauce. That's a good nickname for him. Yeah. I'll see if I can call him that next time, if he responds to that. Arby sauce. So this is the first time I had this one, and I kind of still remember it. But most recently, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I had another dream with this exact same scenario. But the building was different. It kind of reminded me of a... kind of like Amnesia, I guess. Like there's like this long hallway, and then there's like a rug in the middle with like some kind of a flowery design. And then there's a hallway leading over here. Another room over here. And I think there's an exit over this way. But there's like a lobby and elevators for some reason. And so in this situation, I'm over here in this room, and I notice the same, I guess it's the same presence of that spooky kitty that I notice. And then I walk out into this hallway, and I don't recall if I saw a kitty or kind of like a demon woman. The spooky kitty with the glowing white eyes. So I think this is the first situation where I've had this sort of dream where it's not just a kitty or the kitty like transformed into a person, but she's like a demon woman kind of. And she sort of reminds me of So it's kind of like a darker shade of purple. And I think the eyes were definitely red. And I don't know why the heck I thought of this character when I had this dream with the demon woman. And I think I had the same situation here. Where RB was able to see the demon and spook them away. So I walk out here with RB, and RB hisses at them again. Then I think they teleport away. I don't think they walk or run away like last time. They like teleport away into this hallway. And then we follow them again. I think it was a kitty at first. And then as I approached, it turned into the demon woman. And then RB hissed at the demon woman and she teleported over here. We came to this hallway, she teleported away into this room. The same thing, we followed the demon woman into this room, hissed at her, and then she's like slowly leading us toward the door that's gonna lead to the exit. And then eventually she left over this way, and I am not sure if she turned back to a kitty or if she stayed in her human purple demon skin. And I think in this situation, I kind of felt like I was sort of awake. And that's how I think I recognized that it kind of felt like I was in a state of sleep paralysis. Because I think every time in the dream that RB hisses, I'm the one who's actually like trying to talk or say something, but I can't because I'm under sleep paralysis, so it just comes out as like a hiss or a moan. And that's sort of what it feels like while I'm in the dream, from my perspective. And I think this is the first time that I've seen this demon woman, like I've said. But between this dream and the previous one, in this house, I think I've had 2 other instances of this sort of dream where me and my kitties are chasing away the spooky demon cat. But for some reason, I don't remember the other 2 instances. And yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of this dream or why it keeps occurring. Okay, this one isn't a dream. This one actually happened in real IRL. Angie. So this one was like my Saturday advanced placement thingy. Oh shit. I got spooked. There's a gate over this way. Or I guess not a gate, whatchamacallit? A fence with it's like pretty heavy iron, I think. Iron fence, or metal fence, I guess is probably the more appropriate term. I was heading down this way. It was morning, like maybe 7 or 8 a.m. I was heading down this way, and then there's 2 kids heading the other direction. Or maybe it was 3 kids, I don't recall. It was definitely at least 2. So I'm heading this way to head to the subway, which is like still a bit away down this way to the northeast. So one of these kids keeps walking down this way, but another one, I should clarify, I am like toward the right side, and they are closer to the left side, I guess, from my perspective. I'm facing this way, and they're facing the other way. So I'm over here on this right side, and they are on the left side. One kid keeps walking. He walks past me. And then this kid over here. He's sort of like, he's like in the middle of the road, sort of. And he's just standing there and he's looking at me. I can tell that he's looking at me and that he's gonna do something. And I don't know what. So I just keep walking as if nothing's going on. And as I'm about to cross him here, he tries to fucking punch me. I think you can assume what this kid looks like. He's got a punch over this way. I like how in every single one of these situations, I just have to clarify that you can probably tell what this kid looks like, if you know what I mean. So he tries to punch me, but obviously I see it coming, so I duck down and he misses. His fist goes where my head would have been. So I juke down and dodge it, and then I start running. But I think that he doesn't follow. I look back and it looks like he's either still there or he just fucked off and kept walking. And if I weren't athletic, or if I weren't the kind of person who pays attention to my surroundings, he would have definitely not only hit my head but also smashed it up against the metal fence here, and would have been hurt pretty badly. And I guess this is the only one that's not a dream in this this situation. This one isn't a dream, but it's still a continuation of having to live in New York and having to remain vigilant of your surroundings and the people nearby because of situations like this. So yeah, you know, you just gotta make sure you're able to take care of yourself by seeing things and paying attention. So this is a dream I had like 2 days ago, I think. I think that the dream is sort of like I am camping with some peoples who I think in my dream I know who they are, but in real life I don't think they remind me of anybody in particular. So here there's a campfire. Here's the cabin. And it's kind of like stairs over here. And it's basically like just open area here, and then there's trees on the sides. All of this is like forest and stuff. And there's a second cabin here. And I don't think I know anybody in the second cabin, but I end up going there later. So here it's me, cat girl uwu, and then 2 other dudes at least that I recall. I'll just drop him over here. So I think we see like an old lady. I guess we see a lady. We see a woman over here somewhere. When I see a woman, I get the big pee-pee. So we see a woman over here. I think she's like walking by the tree line. And so like she's being all spooky for some reason. And then at some point, one of the dudes notices her. He's close to the campfire. And this woman starts her head's like peeking out from around the corner of the cabin. And I think this guy sees her. He sees her, and then I think I also see her. Ever so slightly peeking her head out of the corner of the cabin. And then she retreats back around the corner. And I think that this guy, he says something like, what the heck? Says something like, I think it's La Llorona. Which is a, like a spooky story. The spirit of a mother who drowned her kids. And then because she drowned her kids, she's crying. And so now she's like a spirit, a ghost who screeches and howls into the night, crying about the death of her kids. And because her husband or the father was unfaithful or something like that. And so he basically says that like it's a spooky ghost. And I noticed her too. This other guy didn't notice her, I don't think. But once he heard that this guy said it's La Llorona, then I think that's when he's like, uh-oh. He starts getting spooked and sweaty. Spooky faced and stuff. And the next thing that happens is that she is like inside the cabin. I think that the door to the cabin is open. Like opens this way, I think. It's open out this way. And she pokes out her head from this side. And I think at this point we all see her. We're like closer over here. And we see her poke her head out, and basically our eyes meet. And she's like basically just a spooky ghost, I guess. She kind of looks like like her face is all like pruned up like a raisin, I guess, is the best way to describe it. You can see her eyes are like all black, I think, if I recall. Black eyes, we can barely see the shape of her nose, and her mouth, I guess, is kind of like frowning. She's all like pruned up, and she's got a bunch of hairs. Her spooky ghost face and her ghost hair. And at this point, I don't know how or why, there's a kid in here who was never relevant in the dream until this point. There was a kid and a dog as well. And as soon as we see her poke her head out, they start running out, and we try to get them the heck out of there. So they run down the stairs, and they come here toward us. And I think that's basically the end of this part of the dream with the spooky ghost. I don't think anything that happened here ever becomes relevant again in the dream. And then basically part 2 of the dream is that I walk over to the second cabin. And there's kind of like a wooden fence over here. And over here there's some bushes. And then the little baby kitty chief is over here. He's like sitting over here relaxing, being a little baby. And then for some reason, well, I guess there's fireworks going off in the distance. And for some reason, some fireworks are landing over this way. And they're exploding right here. But the kitty chief. So Chief is over here, and he's not reacting at all to the fireworks. But I'm scared that he's gonna get hurt. So I run up to him. And I try to carry him back over this way. But then when I get to him, it kind of turns into like a game or a movie. And some baddies spawn over here. I'm not sure who they are or what they're after. But I'm like kind of hidden here by the bushes so they don't see me as I'm recovering Chief. And then once these guys show up, I think Chief basically isn't part of the dream anymore. He becomes irrelevant to the dream, like the first cabin and La Llorona became irrelevant. So they walk past over here. And the other people who are in the cabin are noticing, and they're looking at the baddies as they are approaching. These dudes over here are the baddies. And these dudes over here are friends. And these guys have guns drawn. And I think also my friends have guns drawn. But I have a good old-fashioned firefight. So these three dudes pass, and then there's more dudes over here. But I think that I don't see them at all because of the bushes in the way. And among them, there is the somebody who looks like the boss guy. So because I could only see these three dudes down here, the first three dudes, I forget if I open fire on these guys. I have my gun too, because of course I do. I forget if I open fire on these first guys or if I turn immediately towards these other backup dudes. It may have been these dudes at the back who I fired at first. I think I fired one shot at one of them, but then I accidentally hit the mag release, so my fucking magazine fell out and I had no more rounds in there. Oops! It was an accident! So I pick it back up and I try to put the mag back into the mag well. But I can't successfully do it, and so like it's ever so slightly outside of where it should be. It's like I'm not slamming it into the actual... Let's see if I can... I think, yeah, it's basically the experience that I've had with my thingy. So if I do like this, it looks like it's inside, but it's not fully inside. You can still slam it in. And I think that's what I was fucking up in the dream. I was putting it in ever so slightly, but not all the way in. And so I was unable to keep firing because I had my one round go off, and then I couldn't reload to deal with my malfunction. And so then these guys, they took my gun and stuff, and the boss guy, he was coming up to me. He said something. I don't remember what it was. I'm assuming it just sort of like played out like a movie where he's being an evil boss guy and seeing evil boss guy things. And then I think the boss guy like punched me either with the butt of his gun or like with his arm or something. He like slammed his arm up against my face. And then in real life, I had the Umbreon plushie. I had the Umbreon plushie up against my face. And I think the ear part, it's like a pretty long pretty long ear, so it kind of seems like a.
Stretch those shoulders.
It kind of seems like an arm, and I think that was like hitting my face or leaning up against my face, and I woke up as if the Umbreon's ear was the baddie, and I fucking pushed it off me as if I was fighting him. So my dream kind of became a reality because the plushie, I guess, hit my face like the guy's arm did in the dream, and my fucking heart was pounding. And yeah, that's a pretty funny way to wake up like 2 days ago or yesterday. There's this one other dream, I guess, that I had a while ago. Maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 months ago. I don't remember it perfectly anymore. But so this dream takes place at night. And I don't know how the heck to draw elites. They're kind of like this, right? This is how they stand. Those are more like a fucking dinosaur. Whatever. I'll take it. It works for me. So this stream is at nighttime. I think we're like outside in a kind of like a wasteland area near forest or something. There's like trees all around us. It's very little infrastructure. Maybe one road going down this way or something. I'm not really sure. Might be down this way. And I am a Spartan with my Reach Mjolnir armor. And these are two elites. Or I guess there's multiple. I don't know if it's 2. It might be more than 2. Elites does stand that way. Yeah, but it looks like a dinosaur. Look, it looks like a T-Rex head or something. So I'm in my Spartan armor. My not the Melfina one, by the way. The old one that I used to have. I don't even know what it is anymore. That's my actual armor, not the Melfina one. Is just for D&D. And I think there may be some jackals as well. I'm not entirely sure. But I think I'm like trying to like assault these guys. I'm like moving between cover. There's a wall here of like stone or something. Kind of reminds me of a wall where you play handball in like a schoolyard or something. So I come out of my cover and I think I have like, what the heck? I think I have a DMR, I assume. Because I don't know why you would have a BR in Reach with Reach armor. Unless it's a mod, I guess. But I start opening fire on these guys. And there might be another wall over to this side, I think. So as I'm fighting the elites, ducking behind cover and stuff. I think they start coming toward me and stuff and flanking around. But then it's sort of, I guess the dream transforms into a different dream. What the heck? Why isn't it giving me my new tab? It transforms into a dream where I am a kid in school, elementary school. I'm like maybe 6 years old, 5 years old, 7, something like that. I remember the hallways being kind of like this. Here's the principal's office. Here's some staircases. Here's exits. And here's like the main lobby over here. Yeah, so this dream, the dream where I am a Spartan and I'm fighting these elites. I think I go behind this wall, or I'm about to turn back toward to face them around here. But when the moment that I do that, I am like a kid at school over here in the school building. And I think it's like nighttime. There's like nobody else around. I'm a kid. And then behind me, there's a fucking... there's a huge dude called Machamp. He's got his fucking arms. I don't know how to draw arms that are muscular, so I'm just gonna do this and hope that works. There's a Machamp and he starts chasing me. And I'm spooked. I don't know why Machamp has a beak, but he does. So he's chasing me, and I think once I reach this corner over here, there's a turn. And I think I'm about to take the turn. But I wake up. And I think I wake up laughing my ass off because it's such a weird dream. Such a weird shift from the Halo dream into this Machamp dream. And I don't know, I just thought it was funny, and I was laughing as I woke up. And yeah, that's the other dream that I remembered. And I'm not sure why there's that weird cut between those two vastly different circumstances. But anyway, I think that's basically about it for dreams. What are you real life dream? I want to be a pirate. My real life dream is to be a stay-at-home tranny conservative waifu. To play video games all day. Literally no better dream than that. Stream porn. No, I've already been banned once before for something that's not porn, but I guess they assumed was porn, so I think I'm good. I'll take my one loss and go with that.